So today it has been officially confirmed by Newcastle that safe standing will be added into St James's Park as early as next season. But what does this mean for the fans? Where about in the ground would safe standing actually go? Would safe standing affect the atmosphere in any way? Will it benefit the fans? Will it improve the stadium capacity? I know, especially since the takeover, Newcastle's biggest problem has been that there's too many fans that want to go to the game, so a lot of people are missing out. And in terms, Newcastle will lose revenue in a business sense, and also a lot of fans will be disappointed they can't attend the games. So will safe stand actually improve on that? But anyway guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, make sure to get down there, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate your support as always. Make sure to also get down there, smash the like button, and finally, question of the day. What do you guys think about safe stand at St James's Park? But anyway though, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's get the obvious question out of the way first. What is safe standing? Well, it's essentially bars that are placed above seats inside the stadium so fans can safely stand up throughout the full match and not get hurt in any way. Especially when it's in the away end, for example, when there's a huge goal scored or fans are intoxicated and they get excited, they can sometimes just fall over and just fall down like 2 or 3 rows, and obviously the people in front of them can get hurt as a result. So safe stand is essentially just to stop that sort of thing. The name is literally safe standing, so yeah, it's pretty obvious, but I thought I'd address it anyway. So how will this be used at St James's Park? Where about in the stadium would it go? Well, the club today has confirmed that ahead of the brand new season, the second fans return to the ground, it will actually be implemented into the away section, especially towards the front of the away section in level 7. So once fans return, it will be already there in place in the away end. They would have done the same to the home end as well, but due to it interfering with current season ticket holders, they decided to wait it off until the start of 2023, which suggests to me that they're going to add those seats in when they have that little 1 month break for the World Cup. So that's when it looks like it's going to put them in place at St James's Park. As to what stand it's going to be in, it hasn't confirmed from the club. A lot of fans, I think, have actually wanted it to be in the Gallagher end. I think that's probably the most dangerous area in the stadium for goal celebrations, especially in that sort of eastern corner of the Gallagher. But my personal opinion, I believe it should be towards the leisure section just to improve the atmosphere. It just depends what the club wants to do, but it's there to keep fans safe, so it would suggest to me that it probably is going to go in the Gallagher end first. As I just said there about the atmosphere being better with safe standing, I think that's one of the benefits that safe standing brings to a ground. I think especially when fans are standing up and when they're doing something, they're going to be more engaged in a game when they're sitting down. I think especially at St James's Park, when a game can be quite flat, there's not much going on, I think the atmosphere can kind of die down a bit. So I think it's quite important with someone like safe stand. It keeps fans engaged and keeps us being that 12th man, which makes it extremely hard for opposition teams to break us down at our ground. So yeah, I think that's one of the benefits of safe stand. Another benefit is, again, obviously keeping fans safe. But what about some disadvantages now? I've actually been in safe stand at Tottenham's new stadium because it's been implemented all over the away section. And some negatives straight away is the line of view you can have as a fan. Now, I'm not the tallest person, so when there's somebody standing in front of me that is taller than me, it can affect my view of the game. Overall, just make the experience a bit more crap for me, essentially. Especially if you have like a season ticket at St James's Park and you have that exact same view for the entire season. I think it won't be the best for some fans. And as well as that, especially for older people who probably have to stand up for a full match, it doesn't sound like much, but it can be quite hard for them. So yes, the seats are there so they can still sit down, but they won't be able to watch the game if they're sitting down. So I think there are some negatives to it, but they're more nitpicking than anything. My opinion is going to be different from someone that's about 60 years old. It's how it is. It just affects different people in different ways. For me, though, I don't mind so much. I think it's great. I think it does actually add to the atmosphere. And as it's called safe stand, it does exactly what it's said to do. It will keep fans safe. It depends on certain things. So in some stadiums, the bar is actually too low. So when fans celebrate, you actually flip over the bar, which completely just destroys the idea of it being safe standing. So yeah, there are definitely some factors of how it's built at St James's Park, especially in Newcastle now. We're quite careful. We know exactly what we're doing and we won't make any silly mistakes with the overall design of it. Will safe stand improve the attendance at St James's Park? Can it get more fans into the stadium? Would it improve the capacity of the ground? In some cases, safe stand can do that. It depends on the actual construction of safe stand. If they were to remove all the seats and try and sort of lay out the ground a bit more, they could potentially do it, but the actual shape of St James's Park isn't going to change because of safe stand. They're not going to sort of cut into the corners a bit more. Nothing's going to change in terms of the overall shape of the ground. So no, I think it'd be the exact same. The seats will still be there. It's just the bars that get placed on top of the seats. So all that will happen really is that the seats you sit will be slightly smaller than what they normally are, so they can fit the bars in between the gaps. It won't actually increase the capacity, unfortunately. Newcastle got a lot bigger problems with that in the end, and it depends on the expansion of the stadium if it's possible, and if not, they've probably got to move the ground elsewhere. So we'll talk about that in a different video. But as for safe standing, in some cases I can improve the capacity, but no, I'm pretty confident it won't happen at St James's Park, unfortunately. As we all know, at St James's Park War Flags, they have the biggest flag service in the UK, and it's so huge for at the start of the game when fans are getting into the stadium and building the atmosphere up and getting people excited for the 90 minutes ahead. Now, with safe standing there as well, it just means after War Flags is done with their flags, then, I mean, the fans can still be excited, they can still get behind the squad, and it's just something we need to drive the team on. We're in St James's Park to be that fortress, and we so far have done that, and ever since the takeover has happened, the form at St James's Park, especially in the second half of the season, has been exceptional. So, yeah, a safe stand will help to maintain that, and hopefully the team will continue to play well on the pitch. One final point at St James's Park I think is quite important to note is that the club itself is actually directly going to listen to what fans say. So if fans want safe stand in a particular area of the stadium, it's likely that the club will implement that depending on the overall majority vote. So if a majority of fans, for example, in the trust or supporters groups somewhere say that what you want is in the eastern section of the Gallagher and it has like a 60-70% vote or something, then the club will likely add safe stand there to sort of just correlate what the fans want. So it looks like the club is honestly going to listen to the fans, and it doesn't sound like an amazing thing, but you remember 1 year ago this wouldn't have happened under previous ownership, and that's just how it's been for Newcastle United for decades, just decades of the club being neglected, the fans being treated as nothing more than just money, really, a cash grab. The fans were never respected, and it's a small step, but hopefully a small step onto something bigger, that fans finally have a opportunity to get involved with Newcastle and the club will actually listen to what their fans want. So yeah, it's great to see there, and hopefully obviously with the security and everyone at St James's Park, they get it right for the ground, which I'm sure they will. But anyway though, we're going to finish things off there. Let me know down in the comment section your thoughts on safe stand implemented at St James's Park. Are you happy it's going to be there next season? Especially in the away end. The most important part is just keeping people safe. So we'll see how it's used in the away end. I think the awareness as well is going to be a bit of a tester for the staff members at St James's Park, since it's going to be in earlier before the home end. So we'll see what works for the away end first. But yeah, my personal thoughts on it, I think it's necessary somewhat to try and add the atmosphere and just to make it safer in certain areas. But now that the club's had the opportunity, I think it's quite interesting to know that they've done it as early as possible, to take 1 or 2 weeks after the safe stand regulations sort of come into play. So yeah, the club has reacted on it straight away. So that's interesting, and the club is definitely keen on getting safe stand in. So we'll see how it works in St James's Park. But anyway guys, take care, thank you all for watching, and yes, I will see you all in the next one.